Eras don't end loudly. You're not going to see an era end with a 5-0 loss. It's not going to be a random Tuesday when you wake up and you no longer have it. It's a gradual thing. And what I'm afraid of with Banyana Banyana is that we are starting to see the signs of that gradual decline. What I'm afraid of with Banyana Banyana is that they've had an advantage for so long that we have not clearly prepped for what might happen when things end. We have not clearly prepped for what might happen when, Tembi can't play anymore, when Jermaine retires. Because like I said in the beginning, eras end quietly. If you watch the first game versus Ghana, you'll realize that even though it was a 2-0 win, Ghana hit the post twice from crossing opportunities. When you watch the game that we drew, I believe it was versus Tanzania, you see some of the lights. When you play versus Nigeria and you lose that game, you start to see that maybe we should be preparing for what comes next, and maybe we haven't prepared as much for what would be coming now. You look at Banyana Banyana and a lot of the losses feel like deja vu. They feel like I've seen this before. I've seen high balls come into the box, not be dealt with. I've always called it the button, where I say that, guys, if you're playing versus Banyana Banyana, it's very, very difficult to play versus Banyana Banyana. It's so hard to dictate the game because they're so good at holding the ball and rotating the ball. They may not be dangerous in their rotation, but that back five, Abu Jus, are comfortable to play the ball, to hold the ball. And if you try play versus South Africa, Banyana Banyana, you are going to come out second best. But every team now knows the button. Once you have been outplayed by Banyana Banyana for a specific time, a lot of teams will come into the second half and go, let's just start crossing this ball. Ghana started going wide and putting in crosses. And that is how they get the equalizer. That is how there was some warning shots that were fired before that. Now, when I say an era might be coming to an end, it's because Banyana Banyana was so good at a point that there were only a handful of teams in the world and a handful of teams in Africa, if not one, that could take advantage of that. The reason why Nigeria could beat South Africa was that Nigeria was always better